Kia ora guys and girls, this is your spoiler warning. This trophy guide will contain spoilers for the end of Uncharted 4, so I do not recommend watching this video unless you have completed the Uncharted 4 campaign. So that's your warning. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, let's get to it. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to earn one of the hidden trophies. This one is called Swordmaster. The details say perfectly parlay Rafe in the sword fight without getting slashed or stabbed. So you can earn this during your playthrough if you end up doing that, or what you could do is you can go through and go into either chapter select or encounter select. If you go into encounter select, you can actually go right into the encounter and then it will finish straight after the encounter, and you actually get the trophy a bit quicker because you won't have to wait for a cutscene and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to go into chapter 22, A Thief's End, and go to the encounter, The Jewel, and you can choose whatever difficulty you want. I do recommend doing it on Explorer. It is a lot easier to do on Explorer. But I'm going to be doing it on Crushing just to show you guys that you guys can do it if you really want to. But I do say it is very hard and I don't recommend it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the difference between Crushing and Explorer. So we've got Explorer on the left and we've got Crushing difficulty on the right, and you'll just be able to see how much more time you get to react when you're playing Explorer. You can see that his attacks are so much slower that you have a lot more time to react. Now the other thing I'm going to show you is just his different attacks. So you've obviously got the left and right attacks, so you have to press triangle to dodge his left attacks or counter his left attacks, or you press circle to counter or dodge his right attacks. Now he also has this kind of stab action right here. Now you can press triangle or circle during that. Now another thing, if you get backed up to a corner, you have to do that little quick time event, and then if you're playing on Crushing or one of the harder difficulties, he'll have these little spin attacks and he'll get kind of fancy with his attacks, so you just have to be aware of that. You've also got these struggle sequences where you have to tap triangle, just to remind you about that. But if you do get hit, all you need to do is go down, press pause, go down to restart checkpoint, and you'll restart at the last checkpoint. There are multiple checkpoints during this fight, so you don't have to go through the entire fight without being hit. You just have to get from checkpoint to checkpoint to checkpoint without being hit. So this is now the gameplay from when I earned the trophy on Crushing difficulty. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go through it, and I'm just going to explain what's happening and basically what the things are that you have to look out for. So this first part is just kind of like a tutorial. It's going to be the same no matter what difficulty you're playing on, and every time you do it, he's just going to do the same attacks. The difference is between the difficulties is that, just like I showed before, you're going to have more time to react on the lower difficulties compared to if you're on the higher difficulties. So I know that he's going to go triangle, circle, triangle. Those are the sequence of attacks he's going to do right here because it's always the same. So once you get past that point, you'll get this little kind of cutscene slash quick time event. I don't believe it's a cutscene. I don't think you can skip it, but there is this little quick time events within it, so you actually have to be able to do these. So I don't think you can skip these things as cutscenes. So once you get past this point, you'll have earned your first checkpoint, and if you then get hurt or something, you can just restart from a checkpoint and you'll just be able to go back to this point. You don't have to do that first section again. So from here, the fight is going to become a lot more dynamic. What I mean by that is, depending on which difficulty you're on, it's going to change. So on the lower difficulties, like on Explorer difficulty, I believe you only have to defend yourself once or twice, and then he'll become off balance, and then you can counter attack. But on this one, you can see you have to defend yourself 3 or 4 times, and then later on it might be 5, 6 or 7 times before you're able to counter attack. And sometimes he won't let you counter attack because he won't become off balance, but you can still be aggressive like I'm just here. So I just was a little bit aggressive and tried to attack, but he deflected it, so I backed off. And then as you can see, I'm going to be more aggressive again, but then he dodges, and then I get a chance to counter attack after he attacks me. The other thing is, this is going to be different every time you play it. It's not going to be the same sequence, so you can't just learn a sequence and be like, okay, his attack is circle, triangle, circle, circle, triangle. It's always going to be different no matter what you do, so you just have to really pay attention and start to learn his attacks and just be very reactive when you're playing through. So once you get to a point where he starts talking about his arm being tired, that will be the second checkpoint. I believe it's just after that point there. So yeah, here we go there. He goes, his arm's getting tired, and now we're on to the second checkpoint. So if you do get hit from this point on, you will be able to reset from checkpoint, and you only reset back to this point here. You won't reset back to just after that kind of cutscene quick time event. So now he's starting to add his little spin attacks in. Those are quite annoying. He's also got this one attack that's kind of like a juke attack. It's kind of like a fake out, where it's a little bit weird and it's a bit hard to tell which way he's going to be coming from. This is now the other checkpoint, so this is one more of those checkpoints. So once you restart from after this point, you will only have to restart back to this point here. Now this part is where it gets really hard, especially on crushing difficulty. If you're on the earlier lower difficulties, it is a lot easier. I can tell you that right now. I did an Explorer after doing this, and I couldn't believe how much easier it was. And there is no difficulty setting on the trophy, so there's no like you have to do it on this difficulty. You can do it on whatever difficulty you want. So once you get past this point, so you just want to keep attacking him, there are going to be these little struggles. This time there's going to be a double struggle, so as you can see he gets me in my arm, and you just want to keep pressing triangle on those points. I believe we're now up to the part where this is his last set of attacks until we get our next cutscene, as you can see right here. So we're now on our next cutscene / quick time event. And once you get through this part, you're going to lose your sword, and then Sam is going to give you back your sword. So that is the next checkpoint. So once you get past that, then you don't have to do any of these parts again until you get to until you want to play it again, basically. So as you can see, we're just going to wait until this goes through the little cutscene. I don't believe you can skip this part because I don't think it is just a cutscene. I think it's part of the game. So I'm not too sure about that. If you want to check if you can skip it, then obviously you can skip it if you want to. So here we go. This is the checkpoint. So you will reset to this point if you do get hit from here. So this one is, I think it's the same every time. I'm not too sure. I think it's very similar at least every time, because I found it a lot easier than the previous parts, because it seemed like it was it felt like it was the same attacks, but I can't really confirm it. So once you get through this point, you've got one last thing you need to do before you die, before you maybe die or not die, and you just want to cut the thing. So just press triangle right there, and that will be the end of the encounter. So the encounter is still going to go for a little bit longer. It's going to go up until just up here, and where is it? Around about this point here, I think, that's when the encounter finishes. But if you are doing it during your playthrough or during the chapter select, you're going to have to sit through that entire cutscene, or you can skip the cutscene, and the trophy is not going to pop up until you have swam a little bit. So it's actually, the trophy will not pop up for a very long time, and that's what actually kind of tricked me. I was like, oh, did I completely and utterly fail? Did I not quite do it right, or whatever? But I did do it right, and we get the trophy Swordmaster. So that's all you have to do to get that trophy. It is kind of hard if you're doing it on the harder difficulties, but it's actually kind of easy if you're doing it on the easier difficulties. So that's all you have to do for this trophy. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys have now been able to earn this trophy, and now it's time for me to say see you guys and girls, and we'll see you in the next video.
Not to nitpick, but Avery spent all that money on towers. Would it have killed him?
If that was a test, what do you suppose it was testing exactly?
Eat plastic.
I can practically see my house from up here.